All my people, can I get a hello? Hey yo, welcome back to another episode of the Hello Effect Podcast with me, your host Seek, aka Mr. Hello. And before I get into who my special guest is, I just want to shout out to you, the subscribers, the supporters. I appreciate everything you do as far as like commenting, you know what I mean, liking, sharing, and most important, subscribing. Because without you, there would be no us. And also, I want to shout out to my sponsor, you know what I mean, to Terrell Cleaning Services. You know what I mean, if you're in the tri-state area and you need residential or commercial cleaning, make sure you reach them at terrellcleaningservices.com. And without further ado, I'm allow my guest to introduce himself. Let the people know your name, where you from, and what is it that you do? What's your talent?
Yo, what's it good? I go by the name of Real D Nation. I'm from Boston, Massachusetts. I'm a hip-hop artist / songwriter, entertainer, singer, you know, and also a chef at MIT.
All right, that's what's up. So you born and raised in Boston?
Yeah, I was born and raised in Boston. My mother's originally from New York, the Bronx, Clay Avenue, but I was born in Boston.
All right, that's what's up. So I'm not from Boston. I mean, some of the people that watch and follow us probably not from Boston. So if you don't mind, give us a little, you know what I mean, how it was like growing up in Boston for you.
Well, to be honest, like, Boston's the hood. That's all I can say. Like, you know, a lot of people who don't know about the city, plus Boston's a very multicultural city. We got Dominicans, Cape Verdeans, okay, you know, Trinidadians. Like, even right now, today the festival's going on, the West Indian Parade. So everybody's outside basically partying in the middle of the street right now. So.
All right, so it's pretty much like any normal, you know what I mean, hood or ghetto or whatever, you know what I mean? It's not really different than that, whatever. So did you grow up with like siblings and stuff like that, your brothers and sisters?
Yeah, my mother, she had 4 boys, 1 girl, so I got, you know.
But did you grow up with them though? Like,
oh yeah, we grew up together, same house, you know.
So. All right, so was any of them like into like sports, music? Like what was like your childhood like, you know what I mean? Well, like growing up with brothers and stuff like that.
To be honest, what got me into music was my older brother. You feel me? Like, he wanted to be a rapper. He wanted to chase it. I just happened to be somebody who was just into singing at the time. You feel me? So him trying to work on his first mixtape kind of made me like, oh, this is how you do it? Let me try this.
So, like, what age was that, though, you said?
14, 15 years old.
14, 15 years old, you know what I mean? So how did he feel about it? Like, his younger brother, like, wanted to do the same thing he doing?
To be honest, he started loving it because it became more than just us. It became our brothers, cousins. Everybody wanted to be rappers at a certain point in time. You feel me?
So it became like a family affair.
Yeah.
In a sense or whatever.
It was like throwing a beat freestyle. That's just what it was every day.
So it was just like rappers, or did anybody was producing, anybody trying to be DJs, everybody was trying to be like rappers and stuff like that?
Within my circle, it was all more so artists. It wasn't too many people trying to be DJs and stuff. I gravitated to meeting people into that field later on, but at first, my immediate circle was everybody trying to rap.
All right, so I'm gonna say around like 14 years old, like, you don't got a job at that time, you know what I mean? And so you gotta pretty much depend on your folks and stuff like that. Was they very supportive of you trying to do it? Like, was they trying to invest? It was like, nah, hell no.
Well, I can't lie, you know, 14, 15 years old back then, like, felt for a hustle, you feel me? We caught our own little bread running around, figuring out ways to pay for our own studio time. So that's where it really led from. But then, before even going to a studio, it actually led with a karaoke machine.
Oh, all right. Yeah. So studio with a karaoke machine. Yeah. It's like a Christmas gift or something like that.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, did your folks take you serious? Like, 'cause, you know, still in all, mom and pops, like, they pretty much.
When it comes to family, like, and I could say, like, it says it even in the Bible, a prophet's never respected in his own hometown. So it takes a minute for people to adjust to you doing something when they're already used to you. People can't really see the abnormal most times when you're like, yo, I'm gonna do this, because they're like, nah, that can't be you. You went to the same school as me. You've been doing so. My family adjusted to it more as time went along. At first, they just looked at it like he's just playing around.
Yeah, all right, okay. So let's move it to the point where you finally, you know what I mean, had enough money to go to the studio or whatever. You know what I mean? Who was the first person you let hear your stuff? Because everybody got that one person that they were like, they get some constructive criticism from. Was it still your brother, since your brother was the person that introduced you to you, or was it somebody?
Yeah, it was more so us in the circle, like me, my brothers, cousins, like, we bounced off each other.
Okay.
If you was feeling it, then it's like, all right, cool. But if you ain't like it, do it again. And it's like, all right, cool. Like, you could take the constructive criticism. And then it got to the point when we felt they was good songs, our parents' reactions meant something, you feel me? Like, let me see how my mother reacts to this song. Now, at first, it might not have been perfect because when you start putting your personal life in music, your parents can't take that at first. Like, why are you telling my business? But it's like, yeah.
All right, so your music is inspired by like real situations and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like, all right, so that's your creative process. You gotta have some type of motivation, or could you be like, cause you know like Slick Rick is a storyteller. Like, you understand what I'm saying? Or you that type of person too, where you could like.
Yeah, personally, I look at life. I'm a very good observer. So it's easy for me to write songs because I'm always watching things happen.
Okay.
So when it comes to telling my own story or telling a story of something that I'm seeing, I'm pretty good at putting myself in other realms.
Oh, that's what's up. So was your intentions, like when you first got into it, was it to be big, or was it something that you just enjoyed and just wanted to do? Because some people enjoy certain things but don't want to be famous or nothing like that. Was that something that you always wanted to do, like when you first got introduced to the music? Like, damn, yo, one day I could probably be big. I want people to hear my music.
Well, I always felt like if you got a story to tell, you should tell it. And the thing about music, a lot of people have the world's attention but nothing to say. So my biggest thing is having something to say.
Okay.
You feel me? Like, if you give me the chance to speak, I'm gonna keep talking.
All right, so you make music what, to move people, to motivate people, or is this for your own purpose?
Well, originally it's for my own clarity, to clear my mind. Sometimes it's the best way to put my life into paper or feelings into a thought is to write it down as a song. But the way people react to it, that's what makes it more so me trying to push into a certain element, like to leave a message behind. Like, at least when I'm gone, people could listen to my music and find me in it. To be like, that's him, you feel me?
Yeah, so let me say at this point right now, like, what are you trying to do with your music now? Because I see you doing a lot of shows, you in the studio, you know what I mean? You consistent with your posts and stuff like that. You really trying to, I mean, make something out of it right now.
Yeah, my plan right now is to put the light on the world in my direction, let them see that I'm not playing. Like, I'm really trying to show people music really exists still. There's still great songwriters, there's still great artists. And plus, it's been years since somebody from my city has had support. So I'm trying to be that guy, even that face for my city, to show them like, yeah, we need a sound, because New York got a sound, Detroit got a sound, Chicago got a sound, and I'm being 1,000%, Boston, Mass don't have a sound, so I'm gonna be that sound.
Well, that's what's up. Like I said, I don't really know so much about Boston. Well, what's the rapper name, the white guy?
Who, Millie's?
Yeah, he's from Boston?
Yeah, he's from Massachusetts.
That's the only person I really know. I mean, and Benzino, obviously, but I don't look at Benzino as like one of those rappers. Like, I know him as for the magazine and stuff like that. So that's what's up. So tell us about a time where, you know what I mean, because everything sound like you had support and stuff like that. Was there any time where you felt like, damn, yo, I'm really taking my time, putting the work in, and I'm not getting the support I need?
Oh, that's everyday life, you feel me? Like,
oh, you still feel like
1,000%, like, because I come from, you feel me, like a big competitive city.
Okay.
So if you're rapping, people like, I would support you, but my cousin's rapping.
Okay.
You feel me? I'm gonna wait till his mixtape drop before I support yours. That type of mentality. So it's like, no matter, nobody wants somebody to outshine them. So if they feel like you nice, instead of being like, yo, he's nice, yo, let's go do this together, it's more so, we can't let him get on that stage. You feel me? So I'm always proven to be above and beyond. Like, I went from dealing with the critics in the city to taking over the colleges in my city. Like, I focused on the students, because me working at a college was like, this is it. Like, if I could get their attention, I get the world's attention, because you got to touch the youth.
All right, so pretty much you pretty much saying that Boston's like the crab in a barrel situation. You know what I mean? Like, if somebody else shining, instead of them helping and getting together, nah, fuck out of it. We can't let him shine if it ain't us. Would you?
Yeah. And it's sad to say, it's not just Boston. A lot of cities are starting to be like that. You feel me? Because everybody wants to be that guy, but people don't realize you slow your city down now.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like, because if you got enough people who's doing something, shine that light in that direction. You need these A&Rs, these labels, these execs to start paying attention to your city, so now you can start bringing some type of money into the city.
That's a fact.
So that's my biggest plan, is just to change that dynamic, to show people like, yeah, we could work together. Whether y'all think it was possible or not, let me show you how we could do this.
All right, so how you don't get discouraged and how you still continue to stay motivated, knowing that, you know what I mean? Like, because it's like, if I know people in my city ain't gonna support me, like, and you said Boston really ain't got no music scene, so how you continue to still do music, knowing that?
Things like this motivate me. The fact that even you meeting me or the next person meeting me or somebody else reaching out, that's, to me, that's God telling me, yo, there's something for you. Now, if you just stop, then it's over. But if something's still attracting to you to be 1,000%, I work at MIT, it's one of the biggest colleges in the world. There's a bunch of different cooks and chefs who went there doing music, but I'm the first person who the students gravitated to. So that tells me there's something there, whether people see it now or see it later.
All right, so how would you describe your sound? Because, like, once again, you know what I mean, I don't really know too many artists from Boston, and I wouldn't know how to describe their sound. Like I said, I know who I mentioned, Mills, Benzino, but I don't know what type of style. How would you describe yourself? Because me personally, I think you are all-around artist. Like,
I'm
you know what I mean? You sing exactly and stuff. So out of your mouth, how would you describe your sound?
I would consider myself very diverse because I like to jump into different realms, whether it's reggae, Afro beats, hip hop, rock and roll. If you put me on a song, I'm gonna ride that beat the way it's like I feel it should have been written. You feel me? So that's me. Like, my city comes from a lot of conscious rapper, drill rappers, and a lot of people, honestly, more so rapping on the hood term. But me, I feel like you gotta have transitional songs too. And I wanna have that music that you could put on the radio and your grandmother could listen to and not have to click it off. You feel me? But also have those songs that people that done went through poverty, foster home shelters like me can relate to and be like, yeah, I've been there.
All right, so you don't never feel the need to, you know what I mean, make the type of music that everybody gravitate towards to get attention? Like, you know, a lot of people doing like the drill stuff because they want to get attention and stuff like that. You don't feel that way? You just feel like I'm gonna make music, however I wake up and feel. If I feel in this mood, I'm gonna make music like that.
I feel like the reason why there's no real long-term artists in the industry these days is because there's not too many people dealing with artist development. And it's at a point in time when people don't have sounds. Everybody's copying, so it's only gonna last so long. So like, if I could come out original and have a sound that people gravitate to that I know is mine, it's gonna make something bigger that could last longer.
Oh, that's a fact. So let me ask you a question. So what do you need as an artist? You know what I mean? Because I feel like sometimes artists, they struggle in certain areas and it continue to be a roadblock and don't know how to get themselves out of it. What are you missing till you feel like, damn, yo, if I had this in place or I had this person or I had access to this, I'd be more successful?
It's all about, honestly, at this point in my career, is just building the right team behind me. Like, I'm gradually building my team, but I'm always looking for people who's willing to really, you know, sit behind it. They believe in a dream, want to jump behind it, sponsor it, whatever you decide to do to push it to the next level, because I feel like I have the music and all I'm missing is that last push.
But what is it though? Like, explain. You talking about building your team. What's your missing pieces? Just in case anybody's seen this interview and be like, damn, I do this, I might could help you out.
Well, I'll be honest, when it comes to everything right now is just a financial thing when it comes to things in life, like, because everything costs.
Yeah, that's a fact.
If you want to get here, this is here. And when it comes to music, everything's always happening right there, and it's like trying to speed to catch up, you feel me? Like, even Joyner Lucas, shout out to Joyner Lucas from Massachusetts, he was saying recently, it took one of his peoples to be like, you know, I'm putting 10 bands behind him to boost his career. Prior to that, he was struggling himself, you feel me? So sometimes it's not even about the talent, it's about the resources that you have.
Yeah, that's a fact. So are you willing to invest in yourself? Because I interview a lot of indie artists, and it seems like that's the disconnect. You know what I mean? They got to understand it's the music business. You know what I mean? You start any type of business, you got to spend money to make money. Like, you understand what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong. There's a bunch of like free platforms and stuff like that. You know what I mean? But I feel like when it comes to indie artists, it don't got to be a lot, because sometimes people think you need thousands and thousands. No, stay whatever your budget is, you know what I mean, and build your fan base. So how are you building your fan base? Do you got a website? Like, what are you doing?
Well, like, me personally, I break the bag for this career. Like, if I have to jump out loops and hoops because I know what I want in the long run, and that's generational wealth. That's to make sure my family ain't never got to struggle and wonder how they gonna eat, or they ain't never got to hit no block or trap or none of that. You feel me? So if I could set that up, then I'm good. So I work. That's how I bring money in. So I have to work to have the bread to invest. But I know, even though everything's a chance, you never know how it's going to turn out.
That's a fact.
as long as I keep going, eventually it's gonna happen. That's how I see it. You feel me?
Nah, exactly. As long as you believe in yourself, you know what I mean? That's number one. Believing in yourself. And I interview a bunch of different artists, and they said like they treat their music like a bill. You know what I mean? So every time they get paid, they already know like, look, this
Yeah,
allocated to this and that. You know what I mean? To see change. And I feel me personally, like artists need like websites and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Because as you can see, you got mainstream artists complaining about the streaming and shit like that. So imagine somebody don't have a machine in back of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So my suggestion is to you, if you don't have a website, to get a website and also start marketing and having people come to your website. You can sell like your merch. You can sell your music. I see a lot of artists starting to do the vinyl thing. You know what I mean? Because it's a collector thing. So.
Yeah. Memorabilia lasts longer.
Oh yeah, for sure. So do you got merch and stuff like that? Like,
yeah, like I honestly have a website. I'm just about to refresh it because I was originally under management, but I'm rebranding everything. So now I'm trying to make sure I change everything a little bit. But I have EPKs, websites, registered BMI, everything. You feel me? Like, because I know in order to get to where I want to go, you gotta have your business in order.
Yeah, that's I was about to say. That's number one thing. Make sure you have your business right. You know what I mean? Make sure you ask questions. You know what I mean? Because I feel like we got to learn from the mistakes that happened before us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Artists that got deals and stuff like that and read their contracts, because obviously
Facts.
when you're an artist, you want to, the number one thing, you want to be heard. Fuck the money. Like, you want to just be heard. Like, damn, yo, I want people to really hear what I got to say, my story or whatever.
Yeah.
But people don't have their business the correct way. So, I mean, other than music, you know what I mean, what's some of the other things that you doing, you know what I mean, that pretty much coincide with it? Like, are you trying to get into like films?
I'm actually there's a web series in my city called Around My Way.
Okay.
I just shot one of the scenes recently because they're rebooting it. Because the person who originally did the move to Atlanta, now she's shooting it out of Atlanta.
Okay.
But it's pretty cool. Other than that, I've been trying to do the acting thing because I figure if I could lie my way out of a bunch of situations growing up, I could be a pretty good actor. So that's my plan.
And I feel like it also help you when it comes to your music thing. You know what I mean? Because, excuse me, we're in 2025. Having music ain't enough. Like, you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
'Cause you already see like mainstream artists, they on social media and stuff like that because they got to do other stuff to bring more streams of income in. You know what I mean? Once you bring more streams of income in, you can allocate that to other stuff. Like, you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, because like you said before, everybody has talent. You know what I mean? What else do you got? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got to have more than that. All right, so name some of the things that you got like currently that you're working on right now. Like, you got any singles, you working on an album.
Shout out to my brother Toastar Vision, my brother Staris, you know. 2 singles out right now. Beat the Odds is out right now. So Pathetic's out right now. We got another song called She's Fire that's about to hit. That's gonna go crazy. Other than that, you know, we just dropping these visuals. We got a bunch of visuals coming out. So.
All right, so how do you choose who you want to work with though? Like, far as like, let's start off with production. Like, do you find, because I know some artists still, you know what I mean, deal with the YouTube producers and stuff like that. Some people have in-house. Like, how do you find who, like, far as like production?
Well, I got a few people from my city who be sending me beats and stuff, but for the most part, I try to look for different people online because sometimes you can't find that sound that you're looking for through, because everybody be stuck on their original sounds that they're just used to, whether
that's
it
true.
was back in the day or ups. So like, I try to switch it up. I be looking for stuff, like, and if I find it, I'll just buy it.
All right, so let's talk about like far as like the artists. Like, how do you choose who you want to work with? Do people reach out to you, or you do the same similar thing when you go look for your beats?
It's like, with me, when it comes to writing music, it's always been a vibe. So like, I never really been the type who enjoy writing music and sending it over the internet. I'd rather sit down, put some instrumentals on, let's blast some music and just get in our zone and, you know, go back and forth. So most artists who I work with, it's just been people who I've been gradually meeting or people who I've been cool with from the past, but I've never been the type that been pushing people away. If you want to work, we can work, as long as I can hear something out of it. You feel me? If it doesn't sound good, I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, bro, we should work on something different.
So you don't just work with anybody. They gotta have some type of sense of talent. You know what I mean? Because I feel like everybody want to do music. I mean, everybody want to do a lot of things, but when it comes like, I feel like music, everybody want to do it because they see like certain people might not necessarily have talent, but they might be famous and have influence.
Yeah.
They could pretty much sell records like that. Like, you understand what I'm saying? I don't come from that era. I come from the era where really people really writing some shit, like making sense. You know what I mean? Because they love it. Like, you understand what I'm saying?
I feel exactly what you're saying. That's why I don't work with too many people, because like I always felt like it's over exaggerated right now. Hip-hop.
That's a fact.
There's too many people just being allowed to get through. Like just anybody. So now when people's putting you on a scale, like your music gotta sound like this to get a label deal, is not true.
That's a fact.
Because they're giving deals out to anybody with a gimmick. So it's like, my biggest thing, like I said, was always to leave something behind. So if you can't stay on topic with writing a song, if we can't stay on the subject matter and you're just all over the place, it's always gonna lose me. And it's hard for me to work with punching rappers, like, you know, the ones.
No, hell yeah, that's a fact. All right, so let me ask for any artist that's probably looking and want to know, how you able to get shows? Like, you know what I mean? Because that was my struggle. Like, when I was an artist, like, for real, like, coming up, it was a struggle trying to get shows and shit like that. You know what I mean? It was like open mics. Of course, that's cool to do, but you want to graduate from doing open mics. Like, you understand? So how do you?
I can't lie, that's where it started at with me. When I first was trying to get shows, I'd go in a newspaper, search for open mics around the city. Then I went from every open mic to I started meeting the promoters of shows. Like, yeah, I promote this one, this venue. Once you start tapping in with certain DJs and certain promoters, now you start getting hip to all different types of events that's going around. Because there's always shows going on.
Now, that's a fact. I was about to say, that's very important. Like, so how are you, your relationship with DJs? You got any DJs in your city that you work close with?
Yeah, shout out to DJ Double, you feel me? Shout out to my brother DJ Lambert, DJ Fat Boy, you know, DJ Black, Rusty Pendleton, Funky Fresh. Like, it's a lot of them. DJ
That's what's
Puck
up.
Dogs, like,
I was about to say, that's very important because they're going to be responsible for playing your music everywhere. In the clubs, at venues, on the radio, et cetera, et cetera. So, you know what I mean, my suggestions is always, you know what I mean, show love to the DJs, you know what I mean, because they're going to push your career to that higher level and stuff like that. So, when it comes to writing, are you up to anybody writing a song for you? Like I said, you a different type of artist.
I never
you
really
understand
been
what I'm saying? Like, you ain't just a rapper. I won't put you as just a rapper. You know what I mean? Because like you can sing, do all type of stuff. So, would you be up to somebody writing a record to you? You know, I'm here, D Nation. I wrote this
like
for you.
personally, like the only way I'm taking somebody writing a record is if I know this record's going out there immediately. Like, and after this, I'm saying you can get your little credit for the record, and I'll give you the credit. You don't gotta lie to nobody and say that I wrote that, because I'm gonna tell everybody you wrote it. But after that, it's taking off in there, because that's my biggest dream at the end of the day, is to be a songwriter for people.
Okay.
You feel me? I pay attention to the runs, and the full force and stuff like that. Everybody think they was the bullies and couldn't play, but they was songwriters.
Yeah.
That's my biggest plan, is just to write songs, like, because I could write songs in 2 seconds. It don't take me forever to write a song. Once the beat comes on, I'm like, all right, let's go.
So you would be cool if you never got to be a big star, but you was writing records for people. You'll be.
Yeah, I would love to be the guy to write records for people. To be honest, hey, why not collect the check, collect royalties? Nobody know who you are really. You still get to live your life. That's perfect to me.
So what you like doing better? You know what I mean? What's the most important thing to you? Is like writing songs or actually performing your songs? This is a difference.
I love performing. The feeling of performing.
What it does to you when you perform.
When you attract a crowd and people could be walking across the street or walking out to use a bathroom, they turn around and they stop and turn. It means you're doing something. Like, damn, while words are this powerful. Words are really as powerful as you might not believe they are. You feel me? So it just shows me that you can move somebody, touch somebody in the dark, play his hair song, and it's like, yo, I needed that. So that feeling is just.
All right, so if I was introducing you to somebody for the first time, what song would you tell me to play for them?
Well, it all depends on what type of person they are.
Let me just put it like this. Just give me a song where you feel like after they hear that, they'll become a fan or want to hear more after you play that song for them.
I Miss You's definitely one of them.
And why is that? Tell us about that song.
Because I Miss You comes from a powerful place. Like, if you ever lost somebody, people who passed, you feel me? And it's like, sometimes you don't get that chance to say goodbye. So I try to write it in a way that it's paying homage to everybody, but in the same way, letting them know that they're never forgotten.
That's what's up. That's what's up. All right. Before we get out of here, I got a few more questions. One of the questions is, for anybody that's seeing this interview and just being introduced who D Nation is, why should they support you?
You should support me because I'm just gonna be giving you the reflection itself. So honestly, listening to my music is just gonna open up your eyes to things you might have seen or things you might have experienced, and actually bringing back substance, because that's the main thing that's missing is just substance. People used to talk about something, and that's why you followed them. That's why you listen, because there's story. And I'm just trying to bring stories back.
That's what's up. That's what's up. All right, so what's next? Let the people know, you know what I mean, your projects you got coming out, you know what I mean? It could be music, it could be movies, you got any merch, you know what I mean? Also, drop your social medias where they can follow, support you at.
Well, you can find me, The Real D Nation, Instagram, YouTube, Spotify, everything The Real D Nation. My website, therealdnation.com, will be back up soon. You also can find me tapped in on the Hello Effect podcast right here, so make sure y'all tune into them. Other than that, make sure you just keep following the wave. Me and my brothers were working on a lot of things. Make sure you check out Starris. Make sure you check out Toast-Eye Vision. You know, my cousin Mess. Everybody's about to go crazy. Shout out to Taz. I'm working on something big for the city. That's my biggest thing. So just bear with me and enjoy this roller coaster ride.
Oh, that's what's up. Once again, I want to thank my bro D Nation for pulling up all the way from Beantown, pulling up on a Hello Effect podcast to introduce himself to you and to me and letting y'all know. I mean, he about to really show you what bossing about. Make sure you subscribe and make sure you check out this interview. Hello.